What's up, heist lovers? Welcome back to your number one film podcast in the world, where we break down the movies we love, hate, and love to hate. I'm Sparsh. Joining us today is our guest and my dear friend, Rory Suzokovic. The squad's stacked, the suits are sharp, and the plan totally insane.
You want to go fucking live in GTA?
GTA.
Well, actually, it was crazy. So when I was living in Edmonton, I lived in my apartment was right across from like the emergency room.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, GTA wasn't wrong. It is just like a respawn point. Like I remember that you would just see people go in there and then like the same people leave and they just be there like like a GTA NPC just being like, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, that's something that I was talking to Oliver about this. That for me, living in India and growing up in India, movies have kind of been like that source of information to tell me
Yeah.
about how life in whichever
Yeah.
country or the world.
Is that how
is
you
shown.
first started to learn how to speak English through like movies?
That's pretty much it. Like I think I often tell this to people. Like sometimes I tell them like, oh, it's just colonization.
Yeah, yeah,
Thanks to that. No, but it was my dad gets all the credit for it. He showed us the Lord of the Rings and
Oh, yeah.
Star Wars. We used to have Tintin comics and Asterix and Obelix. And there's one more. Oh, the westerns. So the good, bad, and the ugly.
Oh, wow,
So it's
nice.
full of dollars.
The classics.
Yeah, so it was like really cultured, and so that was kind of
Yeah,
the
your Indian dad had like the perfect white dad resume of movies.
movies, right? And it's like, because one of the things I wanted to really focus on when I was like doing this podcast was that like I kind of want to create my own collection of movies that I want to show my kids,
Yeah. Oh, that's sick.
right? Because I think that's really important, like for kids to like grow up watching good movies.
Yeah.
And then I see like movies that we have nowadays, and it's like I don't want to have a kid right now.
Yeah.
'Cause the movies suck.
Where's the culture to raise them on?
Yeah, right.
Plus, I feel like learning English on paper
Mm-hmm.
and speaking it conversationally are very different.
Oh yeah.
Especially like once you get there, because it's like no one speaks proper English.
Oh yeah.
No one's like,
exactly.
hello there, I am going to this. It's all like slang. It's all, nonverbal communications, which at least movies like show some of
Yeah.
it.
I used to fight with my English teacher in school and be like, "Y'all is a word."
Yeah. They said it in good, bad, the ugly.
Ugly.
What the fuck do you know?
Yeah, are you English? No,
Yeah.
right? And even just the mannerisms, because I remember. Let me imagine. Think about the most impactful movie I would have seen, like as a child, where I was like, definitely it was like Clint Eastwood was one person who took his like in the westerns, who took his like pace and relax and demeanor and was like very, what do you call it? Said everything with a lot of conviction.
Yeah.
Um, then I saw Harry Potter. I wasn't until like 8 or 9 years old that I actually realized that there is something called accents.
Yeah.
Right, because I'd seen this animated movie, which Brave.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right? And
Oh, God.
it's all like
You're like, this is English?
So initially when I'd seen it, I was like, oh, it's like totally makes sense, it's English.
Yeah.
But then later on, as I saw it, I was like, holy shit, that's so not English. There's like crazy Scottish people.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it's crazy too. Even just like, I was going to say, like, one thing I noticed is like Clint Eastwood, for example, American accents or American way of speaking. It's much slower. Like, they really like hold and enunciate. Whereas like a lot of Canadians, it's like, you just kind of string like what I'm doing right now, probably.
Canadians do that. They do it
The
in,
rise?
Like, the rise.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that till I had it pointed out to me, and I'm like, oh, fuck, we
shit.
do that.
That's why I loved like moving to Vancouver, because it was like, oh, now I got bombarded with like Irish people, Scottish people, Germans, Europeans. I lived with German dude, Martin, right, for like a couple of years. He's getting married now next year.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I think I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's fucking getting engaged right now. That's the stage of my life I'm in where I'm just like, I open my phone and I'm like, oh, engaged. And I'm like, oh, it really makes you feel guilty about being single where it's like, oh God, I gotta get to marriage at this rate.
Oh,
I'm
fuck.
gonna be married at 30.
Yeah.
Which
I don't even
you
make
think
my
was
own
cool.
bed.
I thought was awesome 2 years ago, but now I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
But yeah.
One also thing that I'm really enjoying right now is like going back and watching old movies that I've seen. Because as a grown up and gone through life a little bit more, I understand and relate to the characters just a little bit more.
Has there been any movies you've gone back and watched and been like, oh, this doesn't fucking hold up anymore?
I was watching In Time. We did an episode on In Time.
What's In Time?
It's a pretty decent movie. It was about basically it's got Justin Timberlake.
You know what? No, I do know what this one is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the one where you like turn 25, then like time becomes money or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we did that for the podcast. And when I saw it this time, I was like, I had really bad choices as a child, right? I mean, it was still fun, but
Yeah.
Because back then I was like, holy shit, you have time. And I do also want to like try and keep that innocence because nowadays as an adult you're like, oh, you're looking for logic and everything.
Yeah. Oh God, I have such a take on that. I think it's ruined it. Like the whole like there's plenty of people who talk about this on the internet, but like I feel like CinemaSins ruined like movie watching for some people where they're like, well, it didn't perfectly align. Just like weirdly technical things in movies that they're like, my grasp on reality is absolutely lost. Meanwhile, they're watching like fucking Star Wars, and it's like, yeah, dude, I don't think your grip on reality and this was supposed to be the main objective. Well, that's the thing, or like the best example is like Marvel movies, where it's like, I feel like people have no respect for movies that are just like decent. Like, not every single one's gonna be like a run out of the park. Like they go in and they're expecting every movie to be like this. Yeah. But sometimes you just want to watch like a fun action movie,
right?
Like,
you just want crazy,
and just take it as it is, and then they're like, well, "What's the messaging of the movie?" And it's like, the messaging of the movie is that superheroes kick ass and bad guys suck. Yeah. I don't need a fucking thought exercise today. I just want to watch the damn movie.
Exactly. Like
I don't need it to be a 10 out of 10. I need a 7 out of 10 and to go to bed.
Exactly. Because people are always expecting, oh, we need like a Oppenheimer or like a Dune or something. And do that, I always say the same thing, what you just mentioned, that if you're always sitting down and then you're putting 100% of your brain trying to understand and then finding logic in it, then you're not enjoying at all. Because I imagine like movies would have started out as a source of entertainment. Yeah. For people to be like, I mean, theater started that way where people were like, well, my life really sucks right now. Yeah. And I don't want to think about it. Maybe I should just go watch this theater that's playing in the community. Yeah, it's a release sometimes. Well, I mean, honestly, even this movie, like, that's what I love about this movie. Like, you know, you can talk about, like, does a movie, like, have a message, you know? Mm-hmm. People would generally say, like, you know, art engages with the viewer, and viewers are involved in politics and social society and social norms and whatever. And you can say, like, you know, if you want to win a Grammy, if you want to win whatever, you know, it's got to do that. Yeah. But also, I'm like, I just love a movie that's just good sometimes. And that's what I love about this movie, is it's like, there's no, like, I don't think there's a motive of the story unless it's, like, rob casinos. Yeah. And I don't think that's the message the director was trying to send. Right? Or if he wanted to, he would. Yeah, exactly. If he really loved you, he'd break out of prison, rob 3 casinos for you against your own will and not to your knowledge, and then you take him. Yeah, that is, you know what? That is the one weird part where I'm like, Julia, you know, she looks like a girl who's got questionable taste in men, to be fair. Like, she's dating Benedict, who's like, don't get me wrong, impressive guy, makes a lot of money, but I'm like, kind of, I don't know. Does he really make you laugh? Like, right? Are you guys having fun? Like, he seems a little intense all the time. yeah, just imagine. And I often like question, because especially when you know a friend and then you see your friend dating somebody who's like way better as a personality wise,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? And you're like, what does she look into her? But then it makes sense that she's so damaged from, like, I guess uh Daniel's relationship, because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
got
yeah.
married. And like,
Oh,
okay.
I don't have a doubt in my mind that Daniel Ocean was a shit boyfriend. I don't think anyone in this movie would be a good partner. They're all fucking scumbags.
Scumbags. Good
But that's the
looking
beauty of it.
scumbags.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so fun.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. No one's outwardly awful. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the whole. It's kind of cool where it's like, like if you do like a true crime or whatever, like at a certain point there is a question of like, should we really be humanizing like murderers, serial killers? But
Yeah.
there's almost like an element of like, they're robbing the casino.
Yeah.
There's no good guys, no bad guys here.
I imagine, like, because I was reading about this, I think there've been like few robberies in the casinos. Like,
Yeah.
from like 1993, the highest somebody's taken is like 3.1 million.
Whew.
By, like, he was basically driving the vehicle that had all the cash that was going to the bank.
Yeah.
And he just dipped.
Just saw a shot and take it. Well, they even have that scene in the movie where they go through like, oh, everyone's tried to rob the casino and they've only ever barely gone out the front doors where they
door.
just get lit up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I actually didn't know that Caesars had two properties, one in Vegas and one in Atlantic City.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that either, honestly.
Yeah, because I was like, wait a minute, like he's in Caesars, but the movie like starts with like the shot over the water, and then it says Atlantic City, New Jersey, and I'm like, is there a Caesars there too?
Guess.
Like,
So wait, had you seen this movie before?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen this movie probably upwards of like 6 times in my lifetime.
Well, that's my thing. Is like, I think I watched it first as like a kid, and I was like, oh, this is fun, this is cool, and then I just kept coming back to it, and I've rewatched it so many times because it is just like the perfect, like, it's not like I'm not engaged with the movie when I'm watching it either. Like, I love it. I mean, I'm on the, I know all the twists, but I still really like it. And honestly, yeah, I don't know, like, I just think it's a movie that it's all just like incredibly well executed. Like, as far as like the core of the story, if you were to explain this movie to someone, it shouldn't be as good as it is. Like, it's a heist movie, like it's like a fun action flick you take a date to or something. But I don't know, man. Like, I think the editing in it is incredible. The whole movie just has an amazing flow and pace to it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that's one thing that I loved about this era of movies that we had, because this is like 1990s. We had like Fight Club, and I recently watched this movie called Rounders, which is Matt Damon playing poker.
Yeah.
And it's like all a poker movie, and then just watching Matt Damon do like Good Will Hunting, do this, and then go on in 2001 and do this one, Ocean's 11.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's another thing. I don't think this movie works without the cast, and it is kind of a cool thing. Like, I don't know if you know much about like the history of the movie, but this was originally a remake of another Ocean's 11 movie from like 60s or 80s.
Yeah, I did not know about that until you mentioned, like, oh yeah, it's not the 1960s.
Yeah. And it's like, it's crazy too because it's got like an incredible ensemble cast of like stars from that era. And I think a lot of people, like, I think this was a breakout role for Damon in this one. But it's like, yeah, you look at the cast in this, it's crazy. You've got like Brad Pitt kind of at like his like one of the peaks of his acting career. You've got George Clooney, Julia Roberts, Matt Damon, Anthony Mackie. Like, it's just Casey Affleck. Yeah. I think this might have been one of Casey Affleck's like early on roles too.
Right. Don
Cheadle.
Yeah.
Oh
not
fuck! I'm
Anthony
so.
Mackie,
Oh,
You
God
dug
damn
yourself
it!
a hole.
I don't know why I thought Anthony Mackie. Just getting my Marvel guys mixed up.
Yeah, me
He would have
too.
been way too young to be in this movie. What the fuck?
'Cause-
Actually, no, because he was like in 8 Mile right around this.
yeah, I don't remember what year, but I think 8 Mile. Yeah, pretty much around it,
Yeah.
right? And when I saw Don Cheadle, I was like, no way. I gotta look it up because I was like, is he actually a British actor?
Yeah. He's one of those actors that it's like you always just assume is American, and then you hear him talk one time, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. But he's actually American, and
Yeah.
then he did this accent, and then he was like, "I'm sorry, guys, I did that. It was really bad. I get it." But it added.
He had
so
fun
well.
with it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the whole thing. Is like there's so many things in this movie like that shouldn't work, but they just make it work. And I think it's like largely because of the editing and because of the cast.
Yeah,
And
the cast did like such a good job because, they are obviously all not necessarily big stars at this point, but are obviously really good in their work and
Yeah.
popular.
I think Roberts, Clooney, and Pitt, I think, are big
Yeah.
at this point. But the rest of them, yeah.
Even Andy Garcia, the guy who plays Mr. The guy who owns the casinos,
Mr. Benedict.
Mr. Benedict.
Also, incredible performance by him. He's
yeah.
great in this.
Right?
I mean, like, I go not nitpicking back on their relationships. Like, I don't know if I necessarily buy the two of them as a couple,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. But he plays that role of like being like, I always want to be in control.
yes.
And that's something I really miss in like actors these days, is that ability to just demand attention in a specific way. Like when you have George Clooney in the opening scene, right? He's sitting there on the chair, and that's where the editing plays such a good job, because you don't even see the other people in the panel. There, you've already heard the guards talk like, "Hey, prisoner walking," and then the camera is there, and
Yeah.
he comes and sits,
And then the immediate, all the cuts in it. I think the cinematography editing, all the like decisions they make in the scenes, like just like flow
So
really
good.
well.
Yeah.
And going back to what you were saying about Benedict, I feel like also in this era of movies, it's like it's hard to. At a certain point, I feel like we as an audience and them as actors were like got really afraid of coming across as like corny or cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it is just like a thing of delivery, but it's like, that again, that goes to the casting. Like I think so many of the lines in this, if you had any other actor, I'd be like, I don't know if I buy that one. This sounds, these guys don't know shit about heist.
Exactly. Because he mentions when they're like, why did you like commit crimes? And he was like, well, my wife left me, and then I went on a destructive path. And he's like, are you gonna commit crimes again? I don't think she's gonna leave me again.
yeah. Well, yeah,
So
it's
good.
all so good. What else is there about this one? The soundtrack. I love the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's in that like flow I'm sort of talking about in it. Like, I think the soundtrack and the editing done with the soundtrack is so good, where it's like the movie never feels like it stops or pauses.
Yeah.
Like it's always right on to the next thing, and it hits with such good rhythm.
The connectivity and the continuity of the movie
Yeah.
flows so nicely that you're never left in a position where you are like, what's going on? Or something I see nowadays a lot happening is too many plot lines happening at once instead of just one story.
Yes.
Right? It's like you have to worry about this character, this character, this character. Like, no, I just want to know what's going on, what happens next.
And that's the great thing too, is like the merit of the genre of the heist movie is it's like you can keep it self-contained. Like we don't, I don't give a shit about anything else. And the setting helps too, where it's like it's Vegas. It's like it's this isolated place in the middle of the desert. What else is going to be happening out there?
Have you been to Vegas before?
No, have you?
Yeah, I did a road trip in December with Oliver, and then we went all down the West Coast, and then we went up to Vegas.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's really wild to see because you don't want to sleep. You're bombarded with like
Oh yeah,
actually so much
they're fucking
lights.
torturing you like the CIA in there. Fucking lights on 24/7.
There's everybody's smoking indoors, so the whole hall is just like cigarette smells. If you're not a smoker, you're
Yeah.
just like suffocating and out
The
there.
smell's always nice though.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know. Some people hate it. Some people I know like will just like start coughing at like the
They want to hit
smell of
the jewel.
cigarette, and I'm like, all right,
Mm.
stop being fucking dramatic. You're okay.
You're not gonna die.
You're not. Your lungs aren't deteriorating as we speak from secondhand smoke.
It's not gonna kill you. This is not
Yeah.
cancer. Even the actors, they while they were shooting for this movie,
Yeah.
they would play a lot of blackjack together to build chemistry while they were because it's
Chemistry. There's. It's just them gambling.
pretty much because they pranked everybody. I think it was like Brad Pitt and George Clooney who had the idea that what we'll do is we're gonna pretend that the lowest amount of betting you can do is $25, and then everybody was just okay, sure, and then everybody was just like losing their money. It's like pretty wild.
Well,
But how-
speaking of poker, I love that scene where they're when Rusty and Danny meet for the first or
Oh,
like
yeah.
reconnect for the first time, and
Mhm.
he's like teaching them how to play poker. It's
Yeah.
like I'll always remember that one line, like "All reds, baby." That means I win, right?
Sure. Or the guys like when Brad Pitt tells one of the actor dudes on the table like you should fold. Oh, is that good?
Yeah. Topher Grace is in that scene. I didn't even
Oh.
realize it was him.
Me neither until I saw this time, and I love him so much.
Yeah.
Even though it's been like I saw him in Spider-Man for the first
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
Spider-Man 3, and then that 70s show.
Yeah.
And then I was watching this random movie with Jesse Eisenberg and the lady from Twilight,
Kristen Stewart.
Kristen Stewart. They're both like basically he's this like CIA project, which is then designed to now okay we're gonna go terminate this project, but the person who created this project is like no, this is my baby, I can't let this happen. So she goes and kind of activates him, so he's like being a stoner his whole life, and then he just has this
Sleeper agent.
yeah, pretty much exactly a sleeper agent, and then he just gets up and like starts
Do they
shooting
try and
people.
sell Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart as a couple?
Yeah, they did. And
That's
it's
such
terrible.
a yeah. I was gonna say it's like Kristen Stewart, gayest woman ever,
Yeah.
versus Jesse Eisenberg. You can't, especially like next to like a gay woman. I'm like, you can't convince me this guy's fucking straight.
Straight, not at all. It was just such an awkward movie, but it was like cool. But it's well done.
Yeah.
I think
Oh.
stupid, but well done. Fun. Time.
Another thing I love about this film that I feel like does not get appreciated enough, the fits. Whoever the costume designer is on this,
Yep.
they deserve so much praise. Like all the outfits look so sick. They all pull them off. Like they're all like suits you'd never like rarely wear in real life unless you have like real fucking money.
Yep.
But they all look so good. I mean, to be fair, like incredibly attractive cast. It's hard for them not to look good.
Especially with Brad Pitt. Man.
Yeah.
Like
Well, that's the thing. He has some of the best fits in the whole fucking thing.
I never have gay thoughts, but sometimes I look at like
He's a good-looking
Brad
guy.
Pitt or somebody like on screen, even like Matt Damon, George Clooney.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, wow. It's kind of being like, when you're down in Vancouver, also you'll watch like a guy and you're like,
Everyone here's so fucking attractive. Yeah.
The fuck am
Tough
I
market
doing?
out here.
Yeah. Like, what am I doing with myself?
Yeah.
This is
Why
unfair,
don't
man.
I even bother trying in Vancouver?
Yeah. I'm gonna go to like Surrey and go in the bottom of the barrel.
Surrey's catching strays already.
Literally. How much do you think they spent making this movie?
It's what? They made it in 2001?
Mm-hmm.
It's Vegas, so I'm inclined to say they spent a lot.
Yeah.
I'd say like I have no idea what budgets for movies like 4 mil.
4 mil. That's insane. It is 85 mil.
85?
85.
Jeez. I mean, yeah, they're filming in Vegas. Like,
Vegas.
they can kind of ask for however much they want.
Yeah, because they.
And I mean, yeah, the cast.
Right.
Well, that's what I was. Or sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
They shot in like Vegas itself instead of like what most movies do these days is like they do it in like a green screen or like create the location for it instead of actually going into the casino because then you have to pay the casino to be there.
And they make too much money to not ask for a ridiculous amount.
Oh yeah,
but free press for them.
Yeah,
it perpetuates that image of Vegas as like the place. But yeah, that was I was thinking about that on the way over here, where I was like, I don't think they could remake this movie. Where it's like, cause it's like, no, I'm not saying like bring back the same cast. I'm saying like replicate it, because it is kind of in that position where it's like, this Ocean's is already a remake.
Yep.
And you had Ocean's 8.
Yep.
Can't say I've seen it, but I hear it wasn't that great. But. I'd love to give it a chance one day. Yeah. But
because they made like 3 parts for Oceans.
Yeah, no? Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13. Have you seen the rest of the series? Yeah. Ocean's 11 is definitely the best, I think. Ocean's 12 is really fun too. Ocean's 13, Ocean's 13 is what I expected Ocean's 11 to be. As just like, it's a fun, dumb heist movie.
Because I think, like, by the 3rd time, you get the idea, like, okay, you know...
We know what's going to happen. Yeah. You can't really surprise us this time.
Yeah, it was like, if you fool me again, that's kind of shame on me.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why I really hated, like, when... Because, obviously, everybody who was in Ocean's 8... 8 is the all-female one, right?
Yeah. And they do the same thing. Like, it's like...
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock, Awkwafina. I can't remember the rest of the cast. But it's like all big names, all big female leads.
And very talented actors, but then they didn't do a good enough job of like putting in like because I think Teddy Griffin is the guy who's written this one. And when you compare him to the writer who wrote like Ocean's 8, there's just like a difference in quality of writing, and you feel like, okay, this movie was made with the idea like, oh, this is gonna sell because we have an all-female cast. Yeah. And that was kind of in that time period where they had like female.
They were trying really hard to do it all over the place. Yeah. Well, yeah, and I also. Yeah, and I feel like that was like the beginning of the era where it was like, the Hollywood was just reusing any fucking IP they could just to make money, because they, it was the Marvel era of like, oh, there's an existing IP, we can fucking milk it to death and make a shit ton of money off it.
Yeah, true. And but this movie, even though it cost like 85 million, it made like around 450 million.
Yeah, I was watching an interview with Matt Damon actually, where he was talking about it. And he was basically saying, like, funnily enough, they went head-to-head with the Scooby-Doo movie this weekend. Did you see this clip as well? Yeah. And Scooby-Doo beat them in the opening week, but he was like, it just got so many, like, steady, like, weeks after, like, that people kept being like, oh, you should watch this one. You should watch this one. That it eventually, like, caught up.
That's also a big part of, like, why we don't have good movies these days is, okay, if you're a studio and you've had, like, like, nowadays Amazon and Netflix kind of own, like, majority of the rights.
Yeah.
And they have their own studios that are making them. So all you get is, like, part 2s and part 3s and part 4s.
Yeah.
Instead of giving, like, back then when it was just like, hey, I want to, get an idea and then just make a movie out of it.
Yeah.
And, like, the director for this movie, I think his name...
Soderbergh.
Yeah, Steven Soderbergh. He's so wild. He does, like, very different... Like, he's done Magic Mike.
Yeah. I was going to say, I was looking him up. He's done, like, Magic Mike. He's done a weird assortment. He's done... there was one big one that I can't remember the name of, that it was, like... It's one of the more, like, revered films. I can't remember the name of it right now.
He also did... So, basically, he started with the movie called Sex, Love, and Sex Tape, which was, like, in 1980s somewhere. And that had won, like, an award at the Cannes Festival.
Yeah. And he was the youngest ever, I think.
Yeah.
Or I think that might have been Toronto or something. He was the youngest ever to win an award in that category. But yeah,
That's so cool, right? Like
Yeah.
to be doing something and then you get like really just nail it, and then you get recognized for it, and only because you have the atmosphere where okay, everybody's like, yeah, just go make your idea,
yeah,
make it famous. Same with like all like Tarantino's and Christopher Nolan. Like all of these people started with like
you just need one hit, and then the studio gives you
more money,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But you need to allow people to like go and do like
Oh yeah. Well, now
more
it's like
crazy.
so, or it's weird because it kind of goes both ways. Where on one hand, it's like it's so like like a lot of the Star Wars shows, like
Mhm.
I think are a great example where it's like shows or a movie or any creator, you know, they need some room to breathe a little bit. Like
Mhm.
like a lot of people hated Acolyte. I thought Acolyte was a fine first season. It set up
Yeah.
stuff, but because it didn't immediately succeed,
Yeah.
it gets cut.
People need that image and
Yeah.
injection of like it has to be the best thing ever.
Yeah. But on the other hand, I think it does have like an inverse relationship with like the streaming websites where it's like certain shows that didn't do incredible in their time
Mm-hmm.
will like somehow like find their way back into the
Oh
public.
yeah.
Like Dexter, Suits, like
Breaking Bad. Nobody was watching it until I think they reached like season 2 or 3, and it was one of the first shows that put Netflix on the map.
Yeah.
That and then they got like money from that, and then produced their own show, House of Cards.
yeah.
And it's that because with those TV shows what you'll see is like they're slow and steady, and it will take like a year or two where people are like now talking about it, telling their friends like, hey bro, go check this out.
Mhm.
And then it's slowly like a few years later you find like holy shit, now this shit has started to blow up
Yeah.
and really picking up traction. But nowadays it's like, no, I want to like, I don't have the money to, or I'm not using my money effectively to get the best writer and the best
Yeah.
reviewing. I'm trying to get it made as fast as possible for as cheap as possible, and I want it to look like the best movie out there.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, you should know what you're making. And
Yeah. Yeah.
feel
And
about that.
sorry, looping back around to Soderbergh. Yeah.
Mm.
Soderbergh, like I don't know how much credit he should get. Don't get me wrong, great director.
Mhm.
But I feel like this movie was, again, you've heard me say it before. This movie was made by the editing. Like the editing of the movie was
Yeah. So that's part of the director's role.
Yeah.
Where he's the one, because what the writer gives him is the script
Mhm.
of like, hey, this is the scene, but then he chooses because for example, that scene when they go and talk to that Vegas guy who hates Benedict.
Yeah.
For
Oh, I
money,
love that
right?
scene. Yeah.
And
What you got against Terry Benedict?
and
I
so-
know what you're doing here.
Exactly. So when they get up and walk away, the camera stays on their
Yeah.
eye level, and then this guy comes up and walks up,
Yep.
and then you're kind of behind these two guys with him in the middle, and kind of feel like you're the fourth guy, part of this heist plan.
And then it goes into the perfect transition, plays the best musical score of the thing, and then
Oh,
you
yeah.
get the recruitment scene, which is incredible.
It's the way they like level it of like, this is the motive, this is the person,
Yeah.
the crew.
Yeah. I have like a category in my head of like movies that like have this like style of editing that's just like fast and feels good. Like
Yeah.
ones that come to mind is like Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh yeah.
Like it's got that same I can't quite put it into words, but it's got that style of like quick, fast, like there's a rhythm to it.
Yeah.
And then I'd say kind of Knives Out 2 is kind of
Mhm.
or Knives Out, the first one, has that similar rhythm. But yeah, it's I love it. Any
Yeah.
movie that has that kind of like pace to me
Yeah.
just immediately wins me over, even
True.
if it's not that great sometimes.
Right. Yeah, because it's really hard because you like the editor is the one who's like now playing with, because the director first like shoots like, okay, I want the shot from here, from top, from behind,
Mhm.
and then the editor is like, okay, how do I make this? And then okay, this is the pace I want it to go.
Mhm.
And then when you have like too much dull time in between where okay, the story's not moving forward, we're not getting any new information, it's just like okay, when you have all these amazing actors, first of all, who are just crisp at everything they say.
Yeah.
Is just like, oh my god, that's so funny, that's great,
It's funny. I believe them. I'm like,
charismatic.
yeah, they come across like gritty enough where I'm like, all right, like I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Oh, what was I gonna say? Never mind. Oh, here's one. I have two questions for
Mhm.
you. One, do you think that you could could you remake Ocean's 11 today because of security increasements? Like I feel like they kind of hit the sweet spot where it's like early 2000s, technology's starting to develop,
Yep.
but it's not like today where it's like I don't know how you could realistically like convince me that they pulled this off today.
I would then just put it back again in that idea of, just it's a movie,
Yeah.
so allow it that room of doing something out of the box where,
Yeah.
okay, I of course he'll like get caught or something, maybe.
Well, if they did it now, the whole plot device would have to be like Hacker Man.
Yeah, exactly.
But that would then just be like the plot device
Yeah.
used for the whole movie.
Exactly, it's just like all technology based, but you could have like a retro touch to it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I mean is like you can just go back and set the movie in like whichever time period. Because I love I love a period piece.
Oh yeah, I love world building. Back to my reference of like, oh, movies were a way of for me to understand like Western culture, but at the same time, movies are also an escape. Like that's why I love binging. Cause
Yeah.
I can't watch one episode and wait 1 week later and then be like, okay, I was in this whole sci-fi world and now I got back into reality where I have taxes to pay, and then come back into like, oh wow, this is like lightsaber.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
wanna, like,
Exactly.
spend like 10 hours watching just lightsaber action, having good time with it.
Well, I was gonna say one thing watching this movie that I really respect that it does is like I think a lot of movies are very formalistic in dialogue where it's like, person says this, person says that.
Mhm.
Line 1, line 2. This one does such a good job of like non-verbal communication. Like
Yeah.
there's like the one scene where he's like, all right, we got Ruben, that makes 10.
Yeah.
Do you think that's enough? Brad Pitt doesn't say anything. Think we need one more? Brad Pitt doesn't say anything. You think we need one more? We'll get one more.
Yeah.
And there's so many like little moments like that throughout.
When he holds his hand when he's trying to buy the van.
Yeah.
Right.
You moisturize? I love moisturizer personally.
Like, and he's like, I can do 15.
Yeah. Oh my god. Well, even the comedy, like, I think one of the underrated duos is the two brothers from Utah, Casey Affleck, and I can't remember the name of the other guy right now, but their comedy throughout is so great.
Yeah, that's the group of people I want to be friends with.
Yeah. Well, even in like the later movies too, they continue to just be hilarious. Yeah. And I they really sell the fact that they're like brothers who hate each other. Like they actually act how siblings would act.
Right, literally, especially when he destroys his like
the truck, yeah. Or like the fight scene with the balloon or the fake fight scene with the balloons and stuff.
Balloon boy.
Yeah. Don't touch me. I'm not touching you. I didn't touch him, sir.
Even Brad Pitt and George Clooney and Matt Damon, like all three of them had like a lot of improvised scenes together.
I mean, Brad Pitt and George Clooney in this, like the on-screen chemistry those two have, it's electric.
Right. I wonder, like, as a person, like, say, a director or a producer who's like, okay, I have this script now, I want to make this movie. You know what? I'm going to get George Clooney, and the producer's like, oh, okay. And then he's like, and Brad Pitt. He's like, okay, that's crazy, but fine. And Matt Damon.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Soderbergh gets Brad Pitt and George Clooney a lot in his movies, which is impressive.
Right. And I think he's worked with Julia Roberts also quite a bit. She was the highest paid cast member.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah, 20 million. Right? And yeah, it was crazy.
Especially like 2001. Like you hear so many stories and statistics nowadays of like how shitty female co-stars got paid back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad she got her fucking bag in this one.
Yeah.
And she does a great performance as well.
Oh, fantastic. I hate when a character is forced in a way because
Yeah, the contrived love plot to
yeah,
facilitate the plot and create animosity between the two of them.
right. But then she really carries herself well, and then she's also like smart enough to realize that when Benedict is like, yeah, no, I would give her up for the
Yeah.
money, and
Well,
that's genius though.
This
But
brings me back to my one issue.
yeah,
My dumb issue, my dumb plot hole is
yeah,
like, I don't how do you go from dating, I mean, maybe how do you go from dating Danny Ocean to dating fuck, why am I forgetting his name? Dating casino owner. They're like
Benedict?
yeah, Benedict.
yeah,
Because it's like these are two completely like
yeah.
Danny, I believe Danny Ocean's fun. He's charismatic.
Yeah.
You know, he's probably cheated on her a lot.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me, but
I think he's been loyal to her. I don't think he would have cheated, but he would have been like a nightmare of a person.
yeah.
Because she works as a curator at
Yeah.
a museum. So she's probably has some of her career goals, which are not at all probably helped
And
by
hey,
Danny.
I've there's nothing quite like it's very life accurate to have a woman who has a very successful career just be attracted to guys who are total bums. I've seen it so
Yeah.
many
Oh, yeah.
times.
That's
tale
what I'm
as old as-
hoping for.
Yeah. Yeah, I want a woman with poor judgment.
yeah.
Actually, to be fair, when we look back on it, he gives her an art museum in the casino, in the Bellagio.
Yeah.
So maybe it does make a little more sense how she ended up with him.
Yeah, because he has that thing, right? He wants to control everything. He wants to be like, okay, what's happening at all times about everything everywhere. And so I did think that, when Matt Damon comes and fires Frank, the blackjack dealer,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, that's another great
I
scene.
think
I forgot about that.
that scene might raise some eyebrows if it was made today, because people
No.
have gotten like, wow. But I think
But I think that's the
was
point
a
of the
great
scene
scene.
is that
Yep.
they are making a deal of it.
Mhm.
But that is a great scene.
And then when he's like, "Oh, enjoy the game,"
Yeah.
I was like, "Why would a guy from the commission really know that? Oh, I'm going to go and watch the game after."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, he would have like thought about that." And in my head, I was like, "Oh, that's just how the story plays, if as much I remember." But then it didn't happen, and it surprised me again. And I was like, "Wow, this movie, like, even though I watched it like 6 times,
Yeah.
still has the ability to like."
Surprise you.
shot.
Yeah, and like you pick up on details and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think the critics and the audience scored it?
At the time of release?
Overall, like Rotten Tomatoes.
I'd probably go like mid 70s to like low 80s.
70s to low 80s. That's pretty accurate. Like 80 and 83. Yeah.
And I'll give this one a 90, 95. Obviously,
95?
we're biased. I think we both love this movie.
Yeah, true.
But I'm just like, what's bad about it? Like, it's got, you can say like there's no overarching, like, thematically, whatever, not, it's a lot of style, maybe
Yeah.
not a lot of substance, but God, is it fun. And like, they didn't do anything wrong. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with
I'm
it.
going to say this and then like, I'm going to look it up and there's going to be like 20 plot holes I missed out on, but.
So, since I've been doing this podcast, I actually have a section which is entirely based around this thing, which is like, oh, did they do something that didn't logically like make sense?
Yeah.
And when I saw this movie, like, okay, you can be like really nitpicky and be like, oh, they can't just get like uniforms like that, like become SWAT people and then
Yeah.
just come in without their IDs being checked.
Yeah,
and
where are
act
they
like
getting all the
SWAT.
financing for this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or actually, no, we know where they get the
Yeah,
financing.
the financing is from the guy. That's why they go to the guy. Or I was reading like some guy crying on like Reddit about like, oh, when an EMP happens, it would have like knocked out the whole city.
Yes, I have seen that one where it's like, oh, they didn't get the science right on the pinch thing or whatever.
Mhm. And it's like, just go away. I don't
Yeah.
want this.
Okay, you got us on like the science technicality. They made the scientific thing work more effectively than it probably would in real life.
Yeah, I was busy having a good time.
Yeah.
I didn't care about it.
It doesn't take you out of it.
Not at all. You don't even look at it because everything is just like going smoothly, and I really like that pacing of it, where
Oh yeah.
it's just things are happening, boom, 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 boom.
And it doesn't like I feel like it uses its time very efficiently. There's not a lot of exposition. They do it like subtly through the dialogue, you know. You start out and you can quickly figure out, oh, Danny and oh my god, Danny and what's the name of Brad Pitt's character?
Oh, Rusty.
Rusty. Rusty and Danny know each other. They have like they're buddies. You know,
Yeah.
there was a relation here. They don't need to do a fucking flashback scene or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's very good at that. And even with like, you know, you can say the plot's a little convoluted sometimes, especially when you get to like the twist that it was like, oh, it's all fake. It's on the camera.
Yeah.
But it's like it didn't need a 5-minute exposition. You just do it and you trust the audience gets it. But yeah, I think
if they don't get it, boo boo, sorry.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's just such a good point that you mentioned, that you don't have an exposition about that Danny and him have been like friends before, but not only friends, but like ride or die friends.
Yeah.
Right, and that's something that was like really cool, and that speaks the abilities of these actors who are like able to like, you know, communicate. Even when they come and get Matt Damon,
Mhm.
he's so charismatic about like, oh, this is a ticket and a job offer,
yeah.
and then he just sneaks
Or
it over.
what's that pool scene where he's like, I want to say it's Ruben. I get the two old guys mixed up all the time. He's
The
like,
one is called Saul.
yeah,
Ruben is
I think it's
the-
Saul. He comes up, he's like, oh, you're Bobby Caldwell's kid. Everyone gets a Boston accent in this movie, even though it's not right. Yeah, you like Chicago? Yeah, you like it there? Yeah, get in the house.
Get in the house.
Yeah, it's great dialogue.
It's such great dialogue, right?
Okay, if you were to do Ocean's 11 today, completely new cast, who are you picking?
Complete new cast. Okay. I would get Edward Norton
Okay.
to play George Clooney's role.
Okay.
I would get Christian Bale to play what's his name? Brad Pitt's
Mhm.
role. I want to say
I think for Rusty, I almost want to go Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
I think I think
that'd
he's
be
got the
great.
swagger. He's got the charisma. George Clooney's a tough one because who do you get like for like a younger George Clooney vibe? Like,
Yeah. To be that, yeah. But I think, yeah, Michael B. Jordan. Even I really like Jamie Foxx.
yeah,
Jamie Foxx has such a great range, and because I remember I had not seen him do this before, but I saw him in Horrible Bosses,
yeah.
and he's that what do you call it, the assassin who
Yeah,
basically
yeah,
comes
yeah.
and pees on people.
Yeah.
And it's like that range, and then seeing him do something like Django Unchained, which is his popular one, and then do something like they had this Netflix movie called Power,
Yeah.
just really good, and that just very charismatic, especially when he speaks. You know, he has that ability to pace those words correctly, that you're always with him. You never feel like, okay, I can now think about something else. I think he would have also added well, but yeah, Michael B. Jordan definitely.
I think I like Taron Egerton as Matt Damon's role.
What movie? I don't know.
He's the guy from Kingsman.
Kingsman. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got enough of that like young cocky energy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who else I'd do though.
Yeah.
That's just something I always thought about. Where I'm like, all right, if they remade it, who's your lineup? Who are you getting
gonna be
in?
Julia Roberts.
Ugh, that's tough. I feel like I haven't seen any of them because like there is the point of like Julia Roberts in this movie and Julia Roberts in Ocean 12 are kind of a bit different. She's a little more relaxed, but like because Julia Roberts in this one is kind of mean.
Yeah.
Validly so.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think like who's like a young like Hollywood actress that can do like kind of mean, and probably around whoever George Clooney's age is. They'd probably just do Scarlett Johansson. That's an easy. I don't know. She wouldn't be bad in it. She could do it.
She seems a little too upbeat for that role.
Yeah, nah, but she's played mean before. I feel like maybe like Natalie Portman.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like there's something here, but I can't think of who the perfect fit would be.
I'm trying to guess.
They need to have like swagger, a bit of attitude.
Yep, gotta be mean.
Can come off like intellectual.
Right. Put a guy in his place.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody British probably.
Oh. Yeah. I was gonna say. I lost it. Don't worry about it.
Cool. Hey, you guys can let us know maybe. Who should
that's a good one to the audience.
Right.
Who would be your Ocean's 11 recast?
Who would you get? Right. Did you have any like favorite like a specific scene or dialogue that you were like, this is my favorite?
Honestly, probably the recruitment scene. That one we talked about earlier. You know, what are you gonna do, or what do you got against Terry Benedict?
Terry Benedict. Yeah.
And the soundtrack in that scene is really good too.
Yeah.
There's obviously like the big reveal scene that's fun. Oh, actually, one that did a really good job of building tension. I really like the one where what's the name of the Chinese gymnast?
I think I have it here.
When he's like starting to slip down the vault wall. That's really good.
Where's my cast? Xiaobo Quinn. Oof. His name is the Amazing Yen.
The Amazing Yen. When the Amazing Yen when the Amazing Yen starts slipping down, that's a really good scene to build tension there.
Yeah, that's always something I always look for, because you go to like a heist movie and you already know what you're gonna expect.
Yeah, that's the fun part. Is like you're already within the genre. You can play with the expectations that are already there. Right? People know they're seeing a heist movie.
And after that, they were able to like get in those beats of like intensity, where the what's his name, the technician guy.
Oh, he's great. I love him.
Right.
Oh, that's yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
He goes and then he gets like
his hands get sweaty.
His hands get sweaty, and then he has to wipe, and then he like comes back and he's like, "Oh shit, I've been made."
Yeah.
But he's trying to return this thing, and when he turns around, he can see like black sweat on his forehead. And like, damn, almost. That would have been wild.
Yeah, that's a great one. The last scene's pretty fun too. I saw a take that was like they should have just ended it. You know, that scene where they all meet at the fountain and all slowly walk away. I kind of agree with that. Like, it would have been a good ending to just like cut to black there. But
one of my most iconic memories from Oceans is that going and driving to the prison to pick up your friend. And it's like every time I see a movie where somebody's picking somebody from prison, I always think about Oceans. There's also one scene where, where they're destroying the casino in the background. Like Benedict is paying to get that casino to get demolished.
Oh, yeah.
And you see the whole crowd turns away to look at it, but then you just see George Clooney out there looking. And
the boys ripped off that scene. Wait a second.
Exactly. I was literally thinking about like how so many, of these specific shots that these directors come up with, and then they get like used and morphed, and sometimes it's straight up copied, and then it's like still not done the same quality.
Yeah. And
that's like, what are you doing, dude? Like
Anthony Starr would make a good George Clooney.
Yeah.
Or casino owner.
Yeah. I'm really excited for The Boys final season.
I haven't watched the second last season. I've been meaning to get back into it.
But you know what's really funny is Sahil and me were talking about this, and he actually mentioned it, that when they started out with the boys, they were pretty focused and pretty like vocal about like, hey, we don't want to do like, we don't want to be like the average TV show with just,
Where you run it into the ground.
no, just start bombarding people with spin-offs,
Oh yeah, yeah.
right? Like The Walking Dead did.
Yeah.
And then now that's exactly what they did. They created
Money talks.
Yeah, right. It's like, well, you might not want to, sir, but the guy
But
who
the
pays
shareholders
you,
would love it.
right?
There's so many levels of irony of that with that show specifically.
Mm-hmm. Right. And it's good show. I like it.
Oh yeah.
We need more. See, I like when money is being spent. Like $85 million are being spent in 2001. It's a whole lot of money, but then that movie is equally fun and great to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the reasons I've always liked Marvel, is that you like, okay, the last couple of years they have taken a dip 100%, and their quality like went bad when they did like Love and Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
But usually when they're spending $175 million and creating that whole world using CGI and everything, they do all the other things so well, like the writing of it, the humor never feels forced, the acting, just the storyline. My biggest thing that I've noticed recently is the lighting.
Oh yeah, the Netflix style lighting.
Yeah,
I like that they're moving away from that. Yeah,
exactly. And even in this scene, like the shots are so like well lit, because I did not know this until like Sahil started working in film, that most shots in movies that we see, even though they're like standing out in the open, it's all moderated lighting and never using like, oh, the natural sun is out there. Because I was like, oh, they're just standing outside. No, they've got like a huge screen that's like bouncing it off for them.
Well, I think it's also another way they really do a good job of like subtly, like, characters have moments in this, like, like Livingston has his moments where, there's the sweat thing we talked about, but it's also just like the costumes do a really good job of just like building on their characters, even if like they might feel like kind of one note at times. It does a good job as like defining that note. Danny's got like usually cool but dark colors, very calm, collected, leader vibes. Rusty's got loud clothing, but it makes him come across as really confident. And yeah, it's just the same with fucking Terry Benedict. Looks like he's a dictator of Italy. It's perfect.
Even Saul, he like goes from being a guy who's at like a race, watching the dogs race and then betting on them, struggling with ulcers, and then immediately he like gets in that suit and when he becomes that Russian dude who's
yeah. What is it? Oh, what's his name? Frank Zerga.
Zerga.
Yeah. Zerga. That whole scene where he's like doing his prep work to like is really good.
Yeah, he's like, oh, Mr. Benedict, this is my prized possession.
Yeah.
Right? It's funny. Like now we would ostracize a movie because they've used a Russian accent in it.
Yeah.
And this is like a good guy.
You can throw any European accent, just change it slightly. Oh, he's Croatian now, or Hungarian, or whatever.
They all sound the same.
They're Americans. They won't be able to tell the difference between European accents.
Right. Long live the education system.
Yeah. No, it's dead now. They gutted it.
Right. I also love that scene when what's his name, Brad Pitt is talking to Matt Damon about how to behave.
Oh yeah.
That's such a good way of like, okay, just like don't look down, don't look up. I saw this movie a couple of months ago. I've been watching a lot of Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
Because he just like writes with a very open heart.
Yeah. Do you believe in God, the man in the sky? Sorry. Had to take some shots at Ricky Gervais there.
That's so crazy. That's the best and the worst British accent I've heard in a while at the same time.
Thank you.
And he made this movie which is called the invention of lying.
Yes, I've seen clips from it. I've never seen all the way through.
Yeah, I also started. I saw like a clips of it, and I was like, "Holy shit, this seems like fun." Because okay, I can't say that I love to lie, but I like to just scratch the
I
itch.
enjoy the pursuit.
Yeah, I
A little bit of deception.
yeah,
Little
this-
white ones. No one's getting hurt.
yeah, the friendly neighborhood liar, and
Just a little bit of gaslighting.
know,
Just a little bit.
I just want to just not even to like harm the person, but I just want them to feel a little bit uneasy.
Exactly.
And it's like, nice. This I know how much this will bother you, so this is really fun for me.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh yeah, you never want to like look down, don't want to get too much in details. And that line he says, like, don't like be funny, but don't make them laugh.
Yeah.
So it's such a good line.
That's and honestly, it's such a great advice for like small talk stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's the secret to small talk is like you crack like little jokes that don't make them laugh, but they're like, just continue the conversation. That's accurate advice.
Yeah. How are people? Because I imagine like in law school, everybody's like pretty charismatic, or is it the reverse?
Hit or miss.
Hit or
like
miss.
I'd say like 60-40. I don't think everyone's uber charismatic, but most people are like decent enough. Plus, it's hard to say. We're all really stressed around each other all the time. So it's hard to say what people are like away.
Yeah. Is there like a high dropout rate for law school?
Not anymore. It's usually like, I think 20 people usually drop out around Christmas time was what I was told. And then through like if you make it past the first year, you're not dropping out probably. But definitely some people drop out in the first year.
First year. Yeah, I can imagine.
They get there and they just realize it's not for them, and I don't blame some of them.
Well, what's like the worst advice you've gotten about like law or law school?
Worst advice? That's a great question. Worst advice? Do it. No. No, that's such a lawyer answer. Every lawyer you talk to will be like, don't go to law school. Don't do it. Worst advice? That's a good question. You need to go to every class. That was probably the worst one. But it's all so subjective. Law school's a fucking slog. One of the better pieces of advice I got that I probably didn't follow too well is just treat it like a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah. I think that's a good approach to like a lot of things, because we do so much more for those 9-to-5 jobs than we ever do for ourselves.
Well, it's also just like once you get into grad school, I feel like it's sort of you move in undergrad, you can get away with sort of like brute forcing it, putting in like 15 hours, whatever. Yeah. But when you get to grad school, everyone's really smart. So a strategy of consistency is way more effective than one of like, I've got that fucking dog in me, I'm
like, going to pull an all-nighter and still
the people I know who did really well in law school would do like chip away at their work day by day. It's much more like it's a marathon, not a sprint. Obviously, you still have some nights where you're like up at insane hours, but
I always hear those things and I'm like, damn, our parents were right all this time. Where they were like, no, don't just wait till the last minute to do it.
Yeah.
Keep working on it.
To be fair, lawyers still do all the time. It's more so it's just teaching you to do it at such a rate that you can do it professionally.
And do you have like a lot of like cocky people who just like walk around? Like, I'm the best.
Kind of. Usually not. It depends. Like there's two different genres of them. There's people who come in really cocky, and then because everyone in law school did really good in their undergrad, but then usually right around when you get your first midterms back, you're like, oh, I'm not shit. Because it's like to get an A in law school is really hard. You got to be in like the top 5% of the class or whatever. So most of the time people get their law school grades back for the first time. It's like the first time they've gotten like C's or B's in like years. Wow. So that usually humbles that group of people. But then on the other hand, there's people who do very good in academics and take it as like I am inherently better, which is like anyone who's gone to law school will tell you, like, the law school doesn't teach you how to be a lawyer. There's a good correlation. You know, there's some people who are really smart and do really well in law school and will go on to be very good lawyers.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a lot of people who are really smart in law school and then go on to be dog shit lawyers.
Dog shit lawyers, yeah.
Or like the whole saying is like A's become professors,
Yeah.
B's become lawyers, and C's become partners.
Yeah.
I don't know much about the C part yet, but I'll get back to you.
Because I think there's something that's like communication.
Yeah.
Right? And that's like all these professions that you're interacting with other human beings, whatever it is, I think communication is something that you cannot teach somebody and like force down through a book. Right, you can read a lot. Like that's one thing.
Yeah, you can understand the law really well, but at the end of the day, your job is being able to explain it to people.
Mm-hmm. Right, and in a way that they understand and they are convinced by what you're saying is the right law. And I often like look at that. Like a lot of people I've known throughout my life are like, oh, like always, great grades, but whenever it came to like, oh, trying to explain their perspective or their point of view, they fail there, and then they get brushed over by some person who's half as smart as they are, but who's just like confident and just
And there's the whole business aspect of it too, depending on what kind of law you do. But
what are you going for?
Whatever makes money right now.
Wherever they'll hire me.
Yeah. Well, right now I'm working at a place that does like a little bit of everything. Like again, law school doesn't teach you much about practice. So your first couple years, you're kind of just trying a little bit of everything to see what works.
And how long is the period for law school?
Law school is 3 years in Canada, and then you do 1 year of articling, which I'm about to start.
And are you limited to only practice in Alberta, or do you have to get a separate license for BC?
I think I'm limited to Alberta, or I'm limited to Alberta, but I don't know if it's like once you get it, it's easier to transition. Like I can't imagine they're going to make me rewrite the entire bar if I go to a different province. And it also depends on what you practice. Like criminal law is the same everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it's a federal thing, so you can move wherever the fuck you want if you want to do criminal law, and you don't really have to worry about like not knowing the relevant laws in the area.
Yeah, that's something I also find very interesting in heist movies, is that they're always so willing to go to prison because it's like, oh, I steal like $10 million.
I'll just get my money back when I get out. Yeah. Yeah, like they're not managed, like looking at, I guess you clean the money, but yeah.
Right. That's also one thing he says, that, oh, like,
even if you get the money, how are you going to use it?
Well,
that's what I mean, where it's like, if they were to do like an Ocean's 11 in like modern day, there's so many issues where it's like, all right, it's way harder to clean the money now.
I think it's become a lot easier because there's just so many people doing it, where it's kind of just like normalized, like all these
Bitcoin and all that stuff.
Not only just that, just like openly, like you can open a charity and then that's it. That's all you need.
Yeah, but they can see you opening the charity. That's what I mean.
But you don't need
there's more resources to follow the money now.
But the con artist is always like 3 steps ahead of the law.
Yeah,
the law
exactly.
The law is designed to like, oh, this happened, let's stop.
But then you as the writer have to find the way to get them 3 steps ahead.
Right. And I don't think it's necessarily wrong. I think just for humanity, if there is a way of finessing the system,
someone will try and do it.
Someone will try to do it. And to imagine that, oh, we're going to eventually be in this world where nobody's going to try and rob a bank, that's kind of difficult to believe. It is to make sure that people are not in a position to want to rob a bank.
Well, I mean, fuck. I think they were getting there with banks now. Like, you have no idea how hard it is to rob a bank now. Yeah. And, like, so that's even the thing. Like, even if you rob the bank, it's getting away with the money. Because now it's like, your fingerprints are all over it. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah.
Tracking. So many cameras everywhere.
That's why I feel like so many heist movies and like murder mysteries now have to go through like contrived efforts to like really isolate it from the rest of the world, because that's how it makes sense then. Like Knives Out,
I feel like Fast and the Furious, right? They were like, "What do we do now? We
Yeah,
get car.
exactly.
We don't have, okay, we
Same
gotta
with comic
go."
book movies. It's the same thing. You have to always escalate from the next movie.
Mm-hmm.
And even same Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12 escalates, Ocean's 13, you escalate to that point where you're like, this is a bit much now.
Yeah,
What's going on here?
Yeah, I understand suspended reality, but this is not real.
Yeah, I can suspend my reality, but 8 women doing this? I don't know. That's too far.
So overall, you give it a score of
Ocean's 11?
yeah.
I'll go 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's a great score. I think that's insane. I'm also doing 9 out of 10. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That's
This
the
is an
score I
Ocean's
had written
11.
down.
Like, realistically, it's tough because I'm like, it's not a movie you show to someone and you're like, this is going to change your fucking life, bro. Like,
Yeah.
this is going to change the way you see the world. But it's just like, I struggle to find reasons to take points off.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's more of like an 8.75 or like something like that. But I don't know. I've also got my personal love for it.
Yeah.
Especially as me, like, I'm not someone who can usually rewatch a movie. Rewatchability on this movie is so high.
So high. Yeah. That's you that's kind of the score I also look for, is that like I don't, because I'm not a film critic.
Yeah.
I don't think I have the best taste in movies. I like a lot of, like, like you mentioned, Holmes and Watson.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if
We're
you've
men of the people.
Seen it. Yeah. You should go
The
watch
working
that,
man's
you know?
movies. None of this bullshit fucking esoteric political concepts and
Right.
philosophy. I want to see Brad Pitt wear fancy clothes and rob that goddamn casino.
Exactly. I want him to, like, show his abs and jawlines and yeah, and exactly what you said. There's nothing about this movie that I feel that you're like, this was not good in this, or this scene could have not been there. Everything has like a purpose and adds on to the whole experience.
It is you can say it's not a great plot, but I think it is one of the few movies that I'm like, it is immaculate execution.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what keeps it from being a 10 out of 10 is it's like, yeah, the plot's limited. It's in its own self-contained thing, but what it does with that, it executes on such a level of effectiveness and enjoyment that it deserves a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, and enjoyment is a big thing for me. Like for the rewatchability comes from like how much fun I had, because when you watch it the sixth time, you know what's gonna happen and there's no like surprise element, but then still that fun of it surprises you again. Like, that okay, he's gonna get Danny in this room and then this big guy will come and then he's gonna escape through the
Fuck, I might rewatch Ocean's 11 tonight.
Right. I think if a movie is able to do that, especially something that was made in 2001 is able to survive 24 years and still hold up to its credibility, and like I'm surprised critics. I honestly don't really like Rotten Tomatoes scores and critic scores, because like fuck off.
Yeah.
Like you should score a movie based on how much you enjoyed it, but also at the same time then I have to also give
you
them
have to
room.
start distinguishing at some level. I get it.
Right.
I get it.
And also give them room, like, okay, that's your opinion, so you should have it because I'm asking to have mine. But yeah, I'm really happy you picked this movie.
Yeah.
I think this is a fun watch.
I recommend it to anyone who hasn't seen it. It's hard not to love. And it's one of those ones too where it's like, go ahead, be on your phone on it. I don't care. You're still going to enjoy it.
Yeah, because every time you look up, there's like a hot dude looking at you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised this is more popular with female audiences.
Right. Because they were like, there's only one female lead character.
Yeah.
But
We gave you
Julia
so many
Roberts.
hot guys to look at.
I mean, that's what the guys are looking at.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit, George. Right. Cool. Anything you want to add?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Watch Ocean's 11. As a big heist guy myself, it's a great movie. Teaches you a lot about how to steal things.
Yeah.
I endorse any actions.
And that's our time. Thank you for tuning in to In Between the Scenes. If you had fun, breaking down Ocean's 11 with us, don't gamble on finding us the next time. Just hit a follow, drop a rating, and stay locked in. We'll be back with another movie, another score, with the same crew.